Welcome to the Downtown, brought to you by Arlington Citizen Media. I am Daryl Smith Jr., and across cyberspace for me is...
I am Rody John, and across the interwebs for me is...
Amy.
On today's show, we talk to Karen Vanwinkle from the Arlington Municipal Airport about the history of the airport that leads all the way back to World War II, what a reliever airport means, and more about the airport you may not have known we had.
We also talked to Daniel Taylor about the recent release of the Black Artist Benefit featuring Arlington artists and why this city was the perfect choice to plant his business roots.
I am excited to hear both of those because y'all did the work this week, so thank you. Appreciative.
Great, I'll take off next week and I'll let you take care of it.
Oh, okay. Well, announcement. There's not going to be a show next week. No, I figured something out.
What have you guys been up to? Daryl, you took a little vacay.
I did. I went up to Lake Possum Kingdom, and that was fun. I saw a bunch of snakes in the water, which wasn't as fun. It was interesting.
Did you say, I am sick and tired of these mother effing snakes in this mother effing lake?
Yeah, I did several times, and it was funny the first time, and then everyone was like, you need to stop now. But it was good. It was good to get away and just be kind of with nature.
If Andy Samberg has taught us anything, it's you repeat something long enough, it will be funny again.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
Yeah. So I'm still laughing.
What did you do, Brody? What did you get up to?
I went over to Bay 34th Street off of Matlock and Mayfield and had me some brunch. Ooh, that was good.
Yeah,
I have wanted to try that place.
Yes, that is my second time there, and gets better every time.
What did you munch on?
I had the chicken fried steak with eggs and bacon.
Verdict?
Delicious.
Sounds good.
If you could give it 1 out of 5 roadies, what would you give it?
Ooh, I'd have to go with 3.5. The eggs
3.5.
were a little. They had some flavor to them. I wasn't sure. I couldn't pinpoint it. I don't know if it was they also did it in bacon grease or how they did it. I'm not exactly sure.
Real talk. Maybe we can get to the bottom of it.
Maybe everything else I've had there is fantastic. So.
Yeah, I really wanted to try their crepes the other day, and they had an unfortunate electrical outage. We weren't able to try it, so it's on my list of places to go very soon.
Yes, highly recommend that place.
Awesome.
I didn't really do much this week. We are talking about purchasing a car. That's taken up a lot of time, car shopping, trying to find a good deal. I'd like to get out more to Arlington businesses, but to be honest, I still am not crazy about sitting down in restaurants. And takeout can get expensive. So
yeah,
true stories. So if any Kia dealerships or people that know Kia dealers are listening,
thank you.
Hit us up. We
I'm
got
a big fan of the Kia.
All manner of ways to get in touch with us. You can DM us. We'll listen to the offers.
Oh yeah.
We won't big time you, I promise. I ate at one local business. I ate at Royal Panda. Well, I didn't. It was brought to my house. Thank you for that. It was very delicious. As always, if you're ever in like north it's over by Whole Foods. If you're by the Whole Foods, go there.
Ah, yes, Lamar and Collins.
Get the sesame chicken. Mwah.
Is that what you had?
That's what I had. Well, I had that amongst many other things. Chicken fried rice is good. If I had to give it 1 out of 5 roadies, I would give it 4.5 roadies.
Ooh, wow. That's pretty good.
That's for quality and price.
Yeah, it's good. It's Chinese food can get expensive, but this is good. I go there a lot.
Do they deliver? Or do you Grubhub it, or what'd you do?
I didn't do it. My wife did.
Oh,
I think they deliver. I think they deliver before. I don't know. I'll have to ask her. We'll have to get our food correspondent to answer that question. She'll weigh in next week.
There we go.
All right, we'll get the answer to that question everybody's been asking.
Tune in next week. I am here with Karen Vanwinkle, the Airport Manager here at the Arlington Municipal Airport. How are you today?
I'm well, thanks. How are you?
Doing well. So the Arlington Municipal Airport is a general aviation reliever airport. What does it mean to be a reliever?
A reliever means that our function in the National Airspace System is to relieve traffic from the commercial service or airports such as DFW and Love Field.
Right.
So we are a large general aviation airport that takes every type of aircraft service except for, do we need to stop?
No, you're sorry. I'll keep hitting it because the screen goes
That's okay.
black otherwise.
Except for commercial passenger service.
Okay.
So we'll take cargo, we take flight training,
Right.
we take charter services, we take we have aircraft sales on the field. Anything that a commercial service airport such as DFW or Love Field would find to be cumbersome, because if you think about it, DFW and Love Field operate the best when they operate much like a highway does.
Right.
I-20, when traffic is zipping along, it's very efficient.
Oh, of course.
But if you throw golf carts and tractors out there, it comes to a screeching halt.
Right.
It's the same with DFW and Love Field. So we are designed to be an attractive alternative for flights that have a slower takeoff and landing speed than your commercial service and your large cargo jets.
Right.
So that's what we're here for.
Okay.
And we are owned by the City of Arlington.
Right.
We are largely funded, however, by the Federal Aviation Administration.
Right.
All of our infrastructure is subject to grants of 90%, which means the city pays 10%, the federal government will pay 90% of the cost of an infrastructure project.
Okay.
Because we do serve the national airspace.
Right. So there's 14 businesses and one flight testing facility based here, along with 56 T-hangars. What more does this airport provide?
Well, we provide quite a bit. Most people are aware that we have a General Motors plant here in Arlington.
Right.
And we take cargo for General Motors.
Okay.
They run on what's called a just-in-time philosophy for their inventory. So if they have an inventory glitch, for some reason a supplier has an issue, then we are an urgent type base for their cargo.
Right.
So they'll bring in how many of our aircraft are necessary in order to fulfill that and keep their line moving.
Okay.
In addition to scheduled cargo service that we take for them.
Right.
So that's one thing. We have Vanwinkle Aircraft here. They're the largest Cessna dealer in the world.
Oh, wow.
And they've been here for many years. So we have a wide variety of types of businesses on the field. And of course the one most people are familiar with is Bell, or as most people know, Bell Helicopter.
Right.
Their flight test research facility is here. The V-22 Osprey took its first flight here.
Oh, wow.
And now they're currently testing two models, the 525 Relentless helicopter and the V-280 Valor, which is a successor in sort to the V-22 Osprey.
Right.
It is another tilt rotor.
Right. Okay. Very nice. So July 1st will be the 77th anniversary of the completion of this airport, from what I've found. This airport was formerly known as Midway during its opening in 1943 and was used to test flights and military training during WW2. So what other fun facts would people maybe not know about this airport?
Well, let's see. You're correct. You've done your research.
Yes. It wasn't a lot I could find on the airport, but
the airport wasn't always here.
Right.
The airport was located basically just off Division Street.
Right.
And was moved out here in about 1965.
Okay.
So that it would be well out of town.
Ah.
But I think the city fathers at that time never dreamed that town would catch up to us.
Right.
So it definitely has. We've grown as the city of Arlington has grown.
Right.
A lot of folks are long-term residents think of us as a sleepy little airport.
Right.
But we do between 90 and 100,000 operations a year now.
Wow.
That's an operation is a takeoff or a landing.
Right.
And we see all types of service out here, all types of aircraft. We, because of our relationship to the National Airspace, we are required to be open 24/7, 365.
Okay.
We have a full snow and ice control plan.
Very nice.
And during the Super Bowl, we were closed for a few hours the Tuesday night before the Super Bowl. After that, we opened up and we never closed again. So our runway was available even during that lovely ice storm we had in the middle of everything.
Interesting. Okay. So you're retiring next year with Trent Ballard taking over. Or he's the assistant now.
Trent is the assistant airport manager. That's correct.
So then do we know who's taking your spot afterwards? Is that not announced yet?
Well, of course, that will be up to the city manager.
Okay.
Trent has been here for several years now.
Right.
And has done an excellent job.
Right.
But nothing's guaranteed.
Good point.
We all work at the pleasure of the city manager, and just as I was interim for a while before Mr. Yelverton made my selection, then the city may decide to do a national search for an airport manager.
Right.
Or Trent, I think, would be an excellent candidate, but that's not my decision.
Good point. Well, then what are some of your favorite memories of being here then?
Oh, gee. I'm not sure, looking back on it, I can quite say the Super Bowl was a fond memory. In the time leading up to the Super Bowl, at that time, we didn't have a snow and ice control plan.
Oh, I imagine not.
We didn't do anything with snow and ice except wait for it to melt. But with the Super Bowl coming, we needed to figure something out.
Right.
I met at a national airport conference. I met a young man who was manning a booth for one of the large snow and ice providers, snow and ice equipment providers. And I asked him what the possibility was of our renting something for the time. He gave me a few names, but said, I'm not really sure that's going to work because people don't just rent that type of equipment. So as we talked on through the months, he finally said, I've been wanting to demo my equipment for DFW and Love Field. And this is a very large multi-purpose machine. And he said, if you'll help me with the cost of getting it down there, I'll leave it over the Super Bowl.
Okay.
And you would have access to it if you will let me invite DFW and Love Field to come for demonstrations.
Right.
So we did that, and we nicknamed her Bertha. She had a 22-foot blade on the front.
Whoa.
An ice scraper in the middle, and then a blower on the back.
Right.
And it was quite the machine to behold.
Right.
Even the local media came out and did stories about, it's 60 degrees, and you have this sitting here. Well, 3 days later, after those stories ran, it started to ice. And we know what happened.
Yes.
We ran 300 hours on Bertha.
Wow.
And that's how we were able to stay open. And his barbecue that he wanted to have for the reps from DFW and Love Field was kind of a failure because nobody showed up.
Oh.
However, the Monday after the Super Bowl, when we were able to get open and stay open so well, they started calling. I don't remember how many of the machines he sold, but I think it was more than 15 between the two airports.
Hopefully you got some kind of nice discount on that one then.
We bade Bertha a fond farewell, and we understand that she went to the airport, to an airport in Montana.
Oh, definitely be used there.
Yes, but we have fond memories of her.
Well, that's good.
So it's something new every day here.
Yeah.
You never can tell when you walk in the door what's going to happen.
Well, that's a good thing, though.
Everything from snakes to any type of a critter you can imagine on the runway or something. We have our personalities on the field, as you would expect. We just have such a wide variety of folks,
right?
And it's never dull.
That's good. So, what new changes are coming to the Arlington Municipal Airport?
As far as changes are concerned, we believe over the next 10 years that we will be looking toward a reconstruction of the runway. Mm-hmm. Nothing happens quickly around here, so we're talking over the next 10 years or so. The Center Street bridge that was built to Barden Road.
Yes, ma'am.
The Center Street will be extended to Green Oaks.
Oh, okay.
And when that happens, the west side of the airport will begin to open up for development, because that will be, in essence, another front door for us.
Right.
Center Street will be. So we expect the west side of the airport to develop. And, we're always hopeful that Bell Helicopter will continue to grow.
Of course.
So we think there's some exciting things happening. Harrison Aviation, our fixed-based operator here, is just about to complete a 35,000 square foot hangar.
Oh, wow.
And Mr. Romani is building executive hangars down in the northeast corner of the airport. So we have two projects ongoing.
Very nice.
ATP, our largest flight school here, is underway with a new flight campus, a flight training campus down on our south end. So we have a lot of construction going now.
That's
and
good, yeah.
Over the next even 6 to 8 months, if you drive by the airport on Collins, you're going to see some changes.
Oh, yes. I drive up and down the street weekly, and I'm always astounded how much is changing over here.
We are turning dirt, that's
yes.
for sure.
So we have a segment on the show called the Tournament of Toppings. We try to find the best pizza in Arlington. Mm-hmm. What is your favorite pizza place in Arlington?
Oh, wow. Of course, for long-term, Moni's is always a favorite.
Yes.
But we live close to the Precipice.
Okay.
On Sublet and 287.
Yep. I like them a lot.
And we like them a lot. Our grandkids really like them.
Oh, that's even better.
In fact, we had our grandson this weekend, and he got on the phone, and the first thing he said was, "We're going to Precipice for pizza, right?" I said, "Yes, we are."
Yes.
Anything you want.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
Plus, he's going to say no to pizza. So
that's true.
Yes.
That's very true.
So if people would like to learn more about the airport, where can they go?
The best way is to visit the city's website, arlingtontx.gov,
okay,
and click on the link for the airport or aviation.
Mm-hmm.
And we have our current master plan.
Okay. We
have a listing of our businesses, and quite a lot of information, including an entire section if someone has a drone or an unmanned
I saw that,
that
yes.
they'd like to fly within a vicinity of the airport, the instructions for doing that, and how who to contact here, who to contact at the FAA. All of that information is available. As you can imagine, drones are a hot topic in aviation right now.
Very much so.
And we're trying to keep that updated with as much information as possible, because we find most of our hobbyists and our commercial drone operators are more than willing to follow the rules. It's just a bit confusing right now as to what rules to follow.
Right.
So we do try to keep that updated for them, and if they have any questions about what's allowed and what isn't, we're always here to help.
There we go. Karen, I appreciate your time, and enjoy your retirement.
Thank you so much.
No problem.
All right, me and Rhodey are here in our house, live from House de Rodogio.
Rodogio. House de Rogio.
House de Rogio.
Yes.
With Daniel Taylor, who is the original co-owner and operator of Good Boy PR,
based here in Arlington. How are you today?
I'm doing well. Thank y'all for having me on. How are y'all doing today?
I'm well.
Pretty good. Full disclosure, Daniel and I are in a romantic partnership, and he is here constantly. So just so we're not trying to bamboozle y'all, that is what's happening here. The reason that we're having you on, though, Daniel, is because Good Boy Public Relations is based in Arlington, and that's important to us. It's a small business here. Tell us about that and what you guys do.
So we see ourselves as a full-service public relations firm. Now, normally when people hear that, they think of a really large, faceless corporation that maybe has one guy in a fancy suit that comes out and, you know, talks to the public when an oh shit moment happens. I'm sorry, can I use that language?
Go ahead.
Okay. But, you know, when bad things happen, you know, and they have somebody that comes out and talks for them. But that's not really the case. We do a lot more than that, and we want to provide services to local small businesses. And that includes, you know, social media, event creation and promotion, smaller budget commercials. We've actually shot some commercials. I believe, Rhodey, you were actually in one of our commercials.
I was in one.
He was the star.
I was in one concoction of it.
Yeah. Unfortunately, the client didn't go with it, but, you know, I'm really glad with, you know, I was really happy with what we made. And, you know, we do that sort of thing. It's kind of an outgrowth of some previous contract work where we helped provide, you know, bodies for events like openings of clubs and stuff like that. But yeah, that's what we do, and we're based here, and yeah.
So we hear you're involved in a very special project. Now, what is the Solomon Ali Black Artist Benefit?
So that came out of, we have a client, Solomon Ali, that he, came to us for some PR issues, and we wanted to, you know, really shine a light on some of the issues in the African American community with being treated fairly by like the SEC and different business regulatory bodies. And how we decided one of the ways to do that and to also help the local community was to have a concert where we paid for the venue and all of the production and whatnot, and we brought in a lot of local artists and we had them perform, and we put the whole thing together, and we're going to stream it, and people can watch it and donate, or if they enjoy it. Very similar to what y'all did,
right? With Arlington Cares,
we shamelessly stole your idea.
Hey, it's just a benefit. As long as you're helping other people, I think there's no stealing there.
Yeah, well, but I will say, obviously, like Amy said, her and I are together, and I knew that y'all did that, and I really liked what y'all did, and I thought that we could kind of co-opt that idea and use it for our purposes, and I think it's, I'm really happy with the end product, and I think that people will really enjoy it.
Great. So what is special about Arlington artists that made you decide to find your talent here, as opposed to Dallas or Fort Worth or Austin?
Well, Arlington is a really unique city in that it's a small town, big city. You go to the same places and you see a lot of the same people all the time, and you've got these smaller groups that you deal with, and and they have a lot of the same people, but there's this big city talent base at the same time. I mean, the very first time that Amy took me to a local event, Speakeasy, shout out to them, shout out to Trey and everything that he's doing there, great work. When she took me to that, I was just absolutely blown away at the amazing talent, and specifically, the amazing diversity of talent that was there. And it's so cool being in Arlington that we are one of the most diverse cities in the nation, and people don't realize that. I've been blessed to do a lot of travel for work and stuff, and whenever I tell people where I'm from, they always think, oh, Texas, you'll have longhorns and you're riding horses to work and stuff like that. And that's not the case at all. I mean, we go from a local hip hop show to a traditional Vietnamese restaurant to we just have this wealth of diversity that's here, and it's created this amazing community and just really brought a lot of talent out to the forefront. And I think that's really why, we decided to stay local with this project.
So is that special quality what led you to base your business here as well?
Yes and no. Yes, because there is so much that's available here. No, in that we were searching for office space and we just happened to find a really good deal, and it kind of worked out that way. And then we've wound up, renewing our lease and actually moved into a larger office, and we've stayed here because there's so much available. And then, when we travel a lot for work too, having such close access to DFW Airport, that's really, I can go anywhere in the world within 24 hours pretty much, having access to DFW. And then, of course, now, I've got Amy, and I kind of want to stay in the area, and, that whole thing. But, we like it. There's a wealth of talent. There's a wealth of resources here. And we've also found that there are a lot of small owner-operator businesses here, and we're really trying to step up our outreach to them. As a matter of fact, if you're listening to this, you'll probably be seeing Amy maybe pop in. She does work with us, full disclosure. And we're hoping that people can see like what we did here for this Solomon Ali project and some of the other stuff, and say, hey, these guys are really concerned about the community. They care, and come to us. We've got great prices. We really do care about the community, and we really want to help Arlington build into its own thing and not just be the city that's between Fort Worth and Dallas. It's so much more than that.
Right. It's more than the stadiums and all the little things that people are like, oh, we're going to go to Six Flags. We just go to Arlington.
Right. There's a genuine culture here.
Right.
And that we've seen grow and develop just in the last few years. And we want to help nurture that as Good Boy, which is our same mission as Arlington Citizen Media.
Right.
And so it's kind of a perfect pairing. One is a kind of a hobbyist idea, like highlight advertising for local businesses, and the other one is a more serious business project, like really get in there, build websites, for these businesses. But the mission statement always remains the same, right? And that is always to, promote and really support our local community, because that's what we've always been about. So, Daniel, if people want to check out the Solomon Ali Black Artist Benefit, where can they find that?
So you're going to see it being put out on social media by a lot of the artists that were involved. Trey Michael Day through the Speakeasy project. You'll see him put it out there. Chef D, Empress, Axa Nicole. We've got a lot of really great talent. They're going to be putting it out. You can go to the supportsolomon.org and go over to the blog page, and you will see that. Now, disclaimer, the website itself, because of the nature of what it is, we did go ahead and turn a lot of that over to more activist-minded writers that are within the African-American community. Because, look, I'm a white guy, and, there's some stuff that you need a black voice to truly represent. And, and if I can be in a position to try to provide that platform, and if we can do that, then I need to do that.
Yeah.
And so, there are some things on the website that, the Support Solomon website, that you might find a little uncomfortable, but it needs to be said, and it's hard hitting. But please go and check out the show. Tons of great talent. You'll really enjoy it. There's a couple pieces in there that literally just brought me to tears.
And we were there for the filming of it, and it just knocked my head in, knocked my teeth in. It was unbelievable. It's one of those things where you're standing there and you disembody because it's so powerful. It was incredible, just unexpected.
Yeah, it was amazing. And supportsolomon.org, and then you can check us out. our website is goodboypr.com. We don't have links to that stuff on there, but you can check us out there. You can check us out on social media.
Send us a message, whatever. And we have one more question.
Yes. So we have a segment on the show called Tournament of Toppings. We try to find the best pizza here in Arlington. What is your favorite pizza place in Arlington?
Are y'all gonna be mad at me if I pick a Fort Worth place that has a outpost here?
Do you
has an
like
outpost
sleeping
here
on the couch?
Oh. Well, I have to be true to myself, and apparently I'm
fair.
sleeping on the couch tonight. But I'm gonna have to go with Mama's.
Is that not in
really
Arlington? We've always considered that.
I thought that Mama's was Fort Worth based.
There's enough places here in Arlington. Enough people have said Mama's on Fielder.
Yeah.
So.
Okay. All right. Well, then Mama's 100%.
Right.
I love their pizza.
You may come into my bedroom. I will unlock the door.
All right.
You're welcome back in.
All right. Well, thank you all for having me on.
Yeah.
I really appreciate it.
And again, if people want to reach out to you and see that benefit, where can they do so?
That's going to be supportsolomon.org, or to check out the company, that's going to be goodboypr.com.
There we go.
All right. Thank you so much, Daniel. Thank you guys for listening to this. And please check that out. It was really cool.
Yeah.
What a cool benefit. Thank you for putting that together.
Thank y'all.
Well, that's our show. Thank you so much to our guests. We really enjoyed learning about the airport this week. That was fascinating. Thanks for that on-the-ground reporting, Rhodey. And remember to check out local businesses around. They still need your support. And
Eat local, drink local, and
Go rediscover your city.
Tag us and send those pictures over to us on Facebook, Arlington Citizen Media, Twitter, ATX Citizen Media. Tag us on Instagram, Arlington Citizen Media, and send those pictures the old-fashioned way. Email arlingtoncitizenmedia@gmail.com. Also go to our website, www.arlingtoncitizenmedia.com. Don't forget to subscribe and give those 5-star reviews of the downtown at Apple Music, Spotify, Google Podcasts, and also hit us on SoundCloud, iHeartRadio, and YouTube.
That's good. Whenever I die, you can play it at my funeral.
yes, that is correct.